tonight. But in the meantime, it's a very packed day. We have 20 speakers, 4 hours. So brace yourself, and without further ado, let the Filipino Time Summit begin.
Thank you, Dr. Karen, for those inspiring and insightful words. And of course, we are honored to welcome Honorable Warford M. Angeles, the Philippine Consulate General in Dubai, with a distinguished career in public service and diplomacy. Consul General Angeles has been a steadfast advocate for the Filipino community in the UAE. Today, he will deliver the opening message, setting the tone for our summit and sharing his insights on the importance of collaboration and innovation in the engineering and architectural sectors. Please join me in giving him a warm welcome.
A pleasant and lively afternoon to everyone. I am Harford, and I am standing also on behalf of our ambassador, the ambassador, His Excellency Alfonso Bear. Many of whom you will know, especially also those who have been in Bahrain, because he was assigned there as our ambassador. As you know, for the past week, we have been, the Philippines has taken an active part in the World Government Summit hosted by the UAE, and we had a high-level delegation that came over, and they have been here for a week or so, and the embassy and the consulate, we have been preparing for the past several weeks for it, and we spent nights preparing for it, and also when the delegation came, we had to go to the airport. That's part of the job that we do, the not so glamorous part of it, but that's our contribution towards enabling an environment whereby you, the Filipinos, can not just survive, but also excel. And that's actually the point of this event that we have this afternoon. And I'd like to also share with you that while the ambassador wanted to come here, unfortunately he met a traffic mishap. He's well, he's okay, also with the driver, but he needs to have a doctor's checkup after that, and we asked for the prayers so that everything will turn out well. But here I am, and I'm privileged to be representing him. Let me give you a little bit of a story, because the Filipino Times, as Dr. Karen Rimo aptly said, is actually a storyteller, giving the story of Filipinos and highlighting the achievements of Filipinos in this region. Years ago, in the heart of the desert, a massive project was underway, a new landmark that would redefine the skyline. But before a single brick was laid, it began with a sketch, lines drawn on paper by an architect whose imagination dared to touch the clouds. That sketch became a blueprint and a reality, thanks to the precise calculations, problem solving, and tireless execution of engineers who brought structure to vision. The building stands today, but the more remarkable story is this. It was not just steel and glass that is held up. It was a collaboration. The architect's creativity shaped form and function, and the engineer's mastery ensured strength and precision. Together, they created not only a structure, but what? A legacy. This afternoon, we celebrate you, the engineers, the architects, whose names may not be permanently etched in the walls that you build, but whose impact is felt every time someone looks up at that structure and says, wow. You are the visionaries, the problem solvers, the builders, the dreamers. Whether you design the future on a drafting table or construct it brick by brick on site, your work is everywhere. In every beam, in every curve, and every horizon that the UAE or the countries that you have come from has come to be known for. But beyond the steel and concrete lines lie something more profound, and that is inspiration. Usually when you mention a watch list, whether it's an immigration watch list or a police watch list, it's not actually very positive. Diba? Don't you realize it? But being the storyteller that she is, Dr. Karen Rino has turned that around. And I think that's the genius of Filipinos. We turn things around and we create, we collaborate, and we make something out of nothing. The Philippine Consulate General in Dubai stands behind you as a witness to your successes, your partners, and as your most prominent supporters. So, this afternoon, as your names join this distinguished watch list, remember, this is not the end of your story, this is just the beginning, a new chapter. Keep designing, keep building, keep inspiring, and keep raising the flag of the Philippines high up with the accomplishments that you have made and you will be making, because therein lies the strength of the Filipino. We really stand out in the sense that we put our heart, we dedicate ourselves, we put our soul in everything that we build and everything that we put our minds to. And we, the Philippine Consulate, the Philippine Embassy, we see ourselves as your amplifiers. We amplify your achievements because this raises the standard. And you inspire other architects and other engineers throughout the region to really excel. You may be inspiring an engineer or an architect who is just starting here in Dubai or in the various cities that you come from. And in doing so, you're actually continuing a legacy, a Filipinos' legacy of excellence in this region. So, without wasting more of your time, I'd like to thank each and every one of you. Of course, Dr. Karen Rimo for starting this Filipino Times watch list for top engineers and architects. And for each and every one of you who have been selected and continue to inspire and continue to excel in your own respective fields, in your own respective companies, and in your own countries that you are serving in. What I would like to request from you is to continue doing what you're doing, being the beacon of light for the Philippines wherever you are. Magandang hapon po sa inyo lahat.
Thank you so much, Consul General Marford, Angeles. May we request you back on stage together with Dr. Karen Limo to present the Certificate of Appreciation. Once again, thank you so much, Consul General Marford Angeles and Dr. Karen Rimo. Ladies and gentlemen, we have an exciting agenda lineup for you today, featuring 3 insightful panel discussions, presentations, and a fireside chat that will explore key topics shaping the future of engineering and architecture. And throughout the event, you'll hear from a diverse group of esteemed speakers who will share their expertise and perspectives, sparking meaningful conversations and ideas. To begin with, we have the privilege of hearing from Mohammad, Arshad, Ahmad, a prominent data science leader and founder of Decoding Data Science, with extensive experience in harnessing the power of data to drive innovation. Mr. Ahmad has been at the forefront of integrating artificial intelligence into various industries. Please join me in welcoming Mr. Mohammad Arshad Ahmad to the stage for his enlightening keynote presentation titled AI Agents Transforming Engineering and Architecture in Everyday Life.
Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon, everyone. ¿Cómo está? So just to tell a background, other than introduction, I was in 2 years in Philippines. I did my master's in a college. Some of you may know about it, called Asian Institute of Management, that is in Manila. And I have a very good relationship with a lot of my Filipino friends in the college as well in the UAE. And whenever I get an opportunity to talk about AI to this community, I always say yes. And today, on being the Valentine's Day, I am celebrating my second love, that is about AI, which I have been doing for the last 21 years. And now for this topic, I like to be it's a little bit technical, but I know I want to make it as simple as you in this 20 minutes to absorb this in a positive light. That is my mission for you. I don't want to go into the technicalities of what is an AI agent and how it is going to help you. My only mission in this 20 minutes is to excite you to learn more, to take it positively. Don't be scared of this technology. And this is just a small contribution which I'm going to talk about as well. In this quick agenda, I'm going to give you a quick non-technical introduction. How many of you have heard this terminology now called AI agents? Just by a show of raise of hands, this new terminology called AI agents. So very few of you have known about this, but it is just a way of using technology for non-technical people, for businesses that is there. So all of you in your work, right now you may not use these technologies, but as computers have become a part of you, and I'll just give you a small story as the consulate has given. We all are digital native. We all have started working with computers and mobiles since we were young. Sorry for that. Since we were young. But just take an example of like my father and the people who did the engineering work. So my father is a mechanical engineer. He worked in Ministry of Electricity and Water, Kuwait. So I remember telling me stories in the 90s when he used to do the AutoCAD design. We have AutoCAD right now. Before he used to do the designing in the paper. And the companies, the government made it mandatory for them to do it on the computer. This is back in 90s. And it was not an option for the engineer. My father, in the age of 45, he had to learn computers. It was mandatory. Similarly, all of you sitting here, right now you think it's optional, not optional, but you will eventually learn how to use AI agents. Many of you use AutoCAD, Autodesk in your jobs. Autodesk has AI called Informa and a lot of other technologies that are coming that you can start using it. I'll quickly talk about AI engineering, some of the use cases in architecture. What is your impact in your daily life? So how many of you are using ChatGPT for personal use or for your office work? Raise of hands. Yeah, there are a lot of people using that. So ChatGPT is a simple type of AI agent that we need to talk about. And now how to learn this? If I excite you about this technology, which there is no escape from it, right now it's optional, but in the next few years it is going to be mandatory by everyone here. And then I'm going to talk about the challenges and ethical considerations. Because 50% of the conferences that I go, people are scared about this technology. Most of the businesses, the management that I talk to, they feel that their jobs will go off. That is not the case that is happening. It's just a transition that we had from paper to computers and now from computers to AI agents that we are speaking about. So just to give you an idea that AI that I'm talking about today, since standing on the stage, is not something new. This was started in 1956 by Dr. Stevenson when he made using neural networks, imitating the brain, how to build an application. And that has scaled because of the NVIDIAs of the world. That is the reason why all of us are talking about AI on a stage like this, because it has democratized AI, it has changed the whole industry. There is a Ministry of AI in the UAE which we are associated with as well to talk about this. And now we have an AI agents. What is the danger and why we are talking about AI agents is the autonomous thing. Now, till now, humans are telling AI agents to do a specific task. But in the future, AI agents will have the thinking power to do the tasks by itself And that is the reason why we all need to learn how to control these AI agents and develop in a ethical and in a proper guardrail structure that is there. 5 things that will make AI agents unique. I'm not going to the technical part, but just these 5 things that you need to keep in your mind when you're thinking about AI agents. One is it's independent to do stuff that is, it can do things by itself. You just need to give them the guidance so it can make decisions by itself. Goal oriented. They are agents to do a marketing work, research work, proofread work, designing work that is there. Then it has to be adaptive to the nature. This is very, very important. It has to be context aware. And this is what LLMs can do very well, that is there. And then it should be multi-domain driven. It should not only know a specific task. As we all know in architecture and engineering, there are a lot of things that are happening. It has to be aware of these things and we need to know how to work with this. Now coming to AI engineering, these are some of the use cases. I don't want to go into the details, but every one of you are already using this knowingly or unknowingly. AI-driven design and simulation. A lot of people are able to now design using software like Autodesk, and you don't need to know something separately. It's a separate module in Autodesk where you can generate generative AI designs and simulations quickly. Before it used to take 1 month, now it is just taking a couple of days to make this type of simulations and showcase that is there. Already there is a lot of automation happening in the manufacturing. I was just having a talk with the Emirates Global Aluminium. They are using a lot of automation in their steel plants already. And a lot of AI and technology has been used for predictive maintenance and monitoring of the Industry 4.2, if you know the term. And you as engineers will play a pivotal role in this particular phase that is there. This is more for engineering. There are a lot of other use cases which I will talk one-on-one if anyone of you is interested. The second one is in architecture. In architecture, as we know, generative AI is playing a very big role in creating simulations and especially connecting the metaverse as well with the 3D design of architecture that is there. So many things are there. You will see it has opened the floor for doing architectural designs quickly. Now you can create 3D models of buildings, of conceptual you can say like this hotel or a new concept very quickly using these particular designs by just doing proper prompt engineering. And that is the reason why in the previous slide I told there is something that we all need to learn is not coding. All of you in the room, if you are thinking that AI is too technical, just to give you an idea, you just need to know how to prompt. That's the reason why I had launched that initiative that you saw in the earlier slide. How you can prompt. What I mean by prompt, how I can talk to a computer by natural language, by giving more details. Just think about AI or ChatGPT type of tools, like a junior intern that is coming to join you. You give them work, you give them more details, the better they will work for you. That is what is prompt engineering in a very basic and non-technical term. The more the details you give, the better the answers it is going to give. Smart buildings. UE has a sustainable mandate. Every building, everything that has been created has to be smart in the sense it has to make sure the carbon emission, if all of you know that they want to be carbon neutral by 2030, there is a COP28 has this agenda. So AI and technology can help in doing that a lot. We are doing projects for recycling using technology by taking a photo and doing the recycling and then getting some point, these type of initiatives by using AI and all these technologies. And it is going to be incorporated more and more because at the end of the day, sustainability is important as well in UAE. It has been told a lot. Yeah, so these are some of the things. Sorry for the repeat that is there. Impact on everyday life. This is something that every one of you already know, and many of you raised hands when I asked, are you using ChatGPT type of tools to do your work? This presentation that I created is also by the help of generative AI tools that are there. So it makes your life easy to create tools. All the images that you see on the slides are generated by AI according to the context that is there. It is not designed by me. I just gave some specific prompts and I did this in yesterday that is there to show the power of this technology. Safety and security is very important. Nowadays, generative AI type of technologies, even in architecture and engineering. There was a project, if you know a company called for Adnoc, where they, for the safety cameras that are there in these engineering sites, where a person, if he goes to a zone, they detect whether he's wearing the safety gear, whether he's wearing a helmet. And if there is anything wrong, the AI is going to detect it and send a notification to the line manager to do something, to fix this. This is very, very important use case in ADNOC and all these engineering sites that are there. We all know, if just yesterday, Elon Musk, he announced a Dubai loop that is there. These things are part of the smart urban planning and smart cities. And for these technologies, AI is going to be used a lot. UAE is doing a lot to for the flying taxis. They have created a corridor. They are doing urban planning. All these things that are there. So these are something that we need to know about. Now coming to, now I made you excited about this, I hope. People are not taking you away from this technology, but you all need to learn. And that is how you can do that. Because and I always tell this to everyone, that your domain, you engineers and architects are builders of the society. These skills are very, very important for all of you. You just need to make AI your co-pilot, your friend, and to make you more efficient and work along with you. This is going to make you more efficient. A lot of people ask me, will AI replace my job? I tell them that AI is not going to replace your job, but it is surely going to be replaced by someone who is using it better and faster. So this is something that all of you need to learn. How you want to learn about this? I told you few ideas. I want all of you to go and do some research. Try to learn on your free time about how to use AI in your domain. All of you in the room, they don't need to become a data scientist like me and start developing these large language models, but you can start learning and start using it in your own work. In our community, we have a lot of workshops, lot of programs. You can visit it in your free time and learn few of these tools and tips, how you can integrate it into your life. Do some hands-on projects on the side. Even if your company is asking you to do it, well and good, but be prepared for your company to give you these tasks, and that is try to do some hands-on project using Autodesk and all these technologies and start learning it. There are a lot of open source projects as well that you can use to build these type of architectures and showcase your skills. And then join a lot of communities, and I'm very thankful to Filipino Times to do this event where we get speakers and they share their knowledge. Be part of such events and hear from thought leaders about these technologies, and this is my message to all of you. Now, this is something that I tell people, don't blindly use these technologies, and that's the reason why in every slide and presentation, and according to the Ministry of UAE, you need to talk about a small part about the challenges and ethical consideration. Because to use an AI, and that's why I tell everyone and why I'm so passionate and talking to all of you is, you need to be responsible and you need to learn. Because if you don't use it properly, it may also be a bad thing for you and the credibility of your company as well. So always review the AI work, always be sure to understand what's happening before using it blindly. So this is something that I always tell, make sure that you are using AI that is being accepted and approved by your company IT. Don't use any third-party tool which is not approved because of privacy and data security of your clients that are there. So these things you need to be aware of, because if you use ChatGPT for your confidential information of your company, it will go to a server and then it can be hacked or can be used by someone else. So these are the awareness that you need to have before you use these technologies. So take help of a mentor, learn about something, and then you use it, and always talk to your company before you use any third-party tool which is not approved by the company. Bias and fairness. That's the reason why I told you, always make sure whatever output you are getting, make sure you are reviewing it as a human. Because I say always, and I still stand on my statement, that human is always going to be in the loop. Whatever happens, AI will never replace a human completely, and the final sign or the final submit button has to be a human who reviews everything. And so be careful about that, because AI can make mistakes. You know why? Because it is still a probability. For the people, for the engineers who understand maths, it's a probability. Things can go wrong, so always have a human in the loop. And responsible AI, as a Ministry of UAE, as I told you, a responsible AI is something that I am telling you. Passionately, be careful when you use these tools and educate your younger generation. All of you here are leaders. Please tell this to your juniors as well as your family members to use it responsibly and step by step. Now, just to conclude, before I take some Q&As, I needed some time for Q&As, and I request people to take a Q&A. AI agents, please learn about it, especially in the engineering. and architecture field. It is going to be mind-changing and it's already happening. Please try to learn about it, try to see some use cases that are there, and especially in the design and construction. And just think about metaverse was gone for some time, but now there is something called as a 3D design. It's like a digital twin. So if you know about this technology, I know some of the speakers in the future will talk about it, about digital twin. Think about your engineering side getting converted into a digital twin using AI technology, generative AI technology, and you can replicate the whole design in a digital twin environment by wearing the metaverse gear and seeing the things before even it's constructed. So you can imagine the power and the efficiency of these projects that are there. And it's already happening. We have AI in architecture, the same way I told you. You will just see a more combination of metaverse and digital twin. Read about digital twin. This is going to really change the architecture and engineering industry in the future. Challenges are always there. It's a new technology. That is the reason why we are talking about it. Please read more about it and take it positively. This is the reason why I'm telling this, because AI, some people were very hesitant in the last 1 or 2 years, but now you can see every company, every organization is adapting it in a very positive way. And this is the future. And as I told you, as we all shifted from paper to computer, from computer we shifted to mobiles, digital devices. Now we are going to shift towards AI. Now the future generation, our younger generation, is not even going to type. It is going to talk to the mobiles, talk to the digital devices and get their work done. We are moving towards that. And AI is accelerating that particular progress. So now that's up. I'm very active on LinkedIn. I'm the top 3 influencer in the data and AI space where I talk about this as well. So if anyone is interested, you can scan me. I have around 58,000 plus followers on LinkedIn, and all knowledge, real knowledge that will really help you to take you further. So now I can take some questions. I just kept the slide short, so I can at least take 1 or 2 questions from the audience about this. Thank you.
Okay, so thank you, Mr. Ahmad, for that insightful information. Now we would like to open the floor for a few questions from our audience. Okay, we have someone in the back. Please tell your name, and of course your work.
Hi, Mohammad. Good afternoon. I'm Engineer Ray. Yeah, I would like to ask what are some of the ethical considerations that we need to keep in mind when we integrate AI agents into the engineering and architectural practices?
Very good question. You said about ethical, and just to rephrase on that part, you need to be first, you're asked about engineering and architecture, what are the things? Yes. So you need to be, first of all, you need to be using tools that are being approved by your company. That is the first thing. The second thing is, and this is the ethical thing that I tell every user, you need to tell that I have used and I have been assisted by an AI tool to create this particular design, and you need to review that as well. And why I told approved software, because approved software like Autodesk and all these things, they are using the images for training that have been approved by Autodesk company and the users. So don't use any third-party tools like ChatGPT or any open source models to build any work for your business, because sometimes what is going to happen that you may have a copyright issue, that you have used someone else's work to design a specific thing. So these are some legalities that happen. That's the reason why I mentioned 2 things very important. Use an approved software, and I can talk about Autodesk because Autodesk is one of the major players in the last 25 years. They have trained their models with their own data. So that is one thing that you can start using. Use enterprise solutions more. For learning, for your side project, you can use Midjourney and all these other tools that are available. But for your work, because ethical is very important, because you're designing something that some businesses are going to use. So you need to be careful about that and educate your client, the one you're working with, that you have used this particular tool to get this idea and then move forward.
Thank you so much, Mohammad.
Do we have other questions from the audience? All right, we have someone in the back as well. Can you please state your name and where you work and where are you from?
Good afternoon, Mr. Mohammad. My name is Christian. I'm working at the construction company dealing with swimming pool. Your presentation is short yet full of information. So one thing I want to ask from you, how do you see AI agents enhancing collaboration with engineers and architects in project development? And second thing, are there any specific tools or platform you can recommend to us?
So you asked more about project management, correct? How to further project management? Yes. So, and I tell every engineer and every architect here that think about AI agents to help you create a personal assistant for yourself, to help you and guide you for all the deadlines and everything that is there. And regarding how it is going to help, suppose your daily task, like I can give an example of project management. You have a lot of tasks that are there. There are some softwares that you already are using. These software, there are some softwares like SAP and all which are giving you this feature of AI that you can enable. What I recommend you and everyone in this, because all of you are working in a corporate and business setup, don't use any third-party softwares in your corporate. You can use vendor-approved software from your IT team, like if you are using SAP or you're using Zoho, Odoo and all these things, they already have an AI add-on and extension that you can use. We call it Copilot. If you are using Microsoft products, Microsoft has an amazing tool called as a Copilot that is integrated. Your company needs to pay an extra $30 per user, but that is very helpful to create presentations, to create that Microsoft project planning and everything that is there if you're using a Microsoft tool that is. These are some of the tools that I mentioned. And regarding your question about, I think I answered, you had two questions, right? I answered both? Okay, thank you. I think,
Okay, we have one more last question from our audience.
Thank you for this nice presentation. My name is Haitham Mukhtar. I'm an expert witness and dispute resolution practitioner. Now, how can we use the AI while the project in execution or the construction is going on to avoid a possible dispute that can be generated either contractually or from a mistake happened during execution of the work or a variation or incident precondition that can trigger a dispute between, for example, the contractor, the main contractor, and the subcontractor or the owner and the contractor. How can we utilize, in simple words, how can we adjust these AI tools to trigger? You know, in design, we can do a clash check, for example, piping with electrical, with but how can we do this clash check in contracts?
Yes.
Or in the execution of the work?
In the real time.
Yeah.
So this is something that I was mentioning in the last, this is the future, where you create a digital twin, that is one part. A digital twin that is there of your proposed project that you have in mind, and the one that is going on live. The one that you are, that's connected to your real estate. So, and they are going to do a matching with the actual plan of the work that is going on and the real work that is going on. So right now we are not there yet because there is a lot of IoT and a lot of investments required in that particular thing. But for the second part, we mentioned about the contractuals, and I forgot to tell this as well, because there are a lot of documents that we have in the engineering, because not the hardcore engineers, but what project management that lady and you were asking. So AI can really help you in summarizing these contracts, understanding the gaps between the supplier, the vendor, the vendor, the contractor, the laborers that are there, if there is an issue. These things are really help you with working with a document sensitive, because a lot of documents can be summarized by these technologies in a quicker way and you can do the comparison. That is one way that already work is happening. For the second part, we are still work in progress because it's a big investment of IoT and digital twin that is there. But we are coming to that very soon. Thank you everyone.
Thank you for all your engaging questions and of course, more insights from Mr. Rahman. And we would like to request Dr. Karen Remo to present the Certificate of Appreciation to Mr. Rahman. Okay, so may we request Dr. Karen Remo. So if you have other questions, of course, Mr. Rahman here, you can approach to him anytime. Whenever you have your questions, you can exchange contact numbers. Again, he mentioned his LinkedIn account, so you can follow him and send him, drop him a PM, a message if you have any questions about AI. Okay, and to present the certificate of appreciation, I will be presenting it. My name is Raindy Malanta, the Director of Marketing for New Perspective. All right. Thank you so much again. And this event wouldn't be possible without the support of our sponsors or partners. And we would like to thank our support partners, RLC Residences. We also have King's Medical Center, Elite Retreats Tourism, and Pinas Petals and Blooms. The Filipino Times Watchlist Awards and Summit is organized by New Perspective Media Group and is powered by the Filipino Times, the largest international Filipino news media and marketing agency globally. And also, we encourage everyone, our guests, to follow us on social media. That's at the Filipino Times and at TFT Watchlist. And don't forget to use our official hashtags when you post your photos during the summit. You have your backdrop by the entrance. Use the hashtag the Filipino Times, hashtag TFT Watchlist 2025, and hashtag TFT Watchlist. Okay, so just a quick information I've mentioned about our partners. We have at the back King's Medical Center, we have RLC Residences, and of course, we also have Elite Retreats Tourism. Feel free later on after the sessions, feel free to network to get to know about their services, their products, so they're there. And then we also have our photo wall, and of course we have our free flowing coffee in case it's